Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share some of the tips and tricks that will help you to plan your trip to China better. I just came back from a 15 days trip and I have a couple of things that I would like to share with you, hoping that it will help in your preparation or planning. First of all, I would say my trip was amazing. It was one of the best trips I have ever had in Asian country. So I would expect you would also have the same experience. First, let's start with the culture. So what I mean by that is, especially if you are from a Western culture, let's say if you're from Canada or even Western side of the world, you may have a cultural shock once you go to China. Anybody that never had been to Asian country might have a bit of cultural shock. Culture shock as in the things that you do in your home will be very different in China, or not very, but it may be different from China, and that might be something you may not like. So my tip on that is just accept that and move on. China is a very rich country in culture, tradition. They have so many festivals, they have so many norms, values. Every city has their own things. There are just so many things, right? And that's why people do things very differently. As a tourist, all you should care, or what I cared was, I'm there to visit, I'm there to experience the new world, let's say. That's what I was mainly focused on. I had basically no issue with their culture. I would say respect that and you will be okay. Now, talking about people, China is a very large country with so many people, right? It is one of the populous countries in the world. So you will see so many people. Every city is literally packed with people. You will see so many internal tourism. There will be lots of people coming into those tour groups or individual who are there to visit this city. So you will expect a lot of people. The other thing I want to talk about people is they are very helpful. This is what I observed. The only problem would be this, a language barrier. They may not speak English and you may not speak Chinese, which is fair. And just because of that, they may be a bit hesitant to help you at first if you approach them. How I did was start a conversation in Chinese, right? So let's say learn how to say hello. For example, if you go and say ni hao, and then use the translation app, and then just show them the phone, right? They will read, or they will hear, they will listen, whatever, and they will help you. And I think they will be the most helpful person you will ever meet. They will not come to you asking if you need help. If you need help, you have to approach them. But if you do, they will not refuse. Another thing would be, some people, they have a loud voice, right? Which is normal. And if they respond back a bit loud, don't be offensive. It is normal. They talk loud. And if they talk in English, it is perfect. If they don't, they will also try to show their phone, or maybe try to speak on our phone. So you just set the app just so it can hear what they are saying and then translate. So that will help. I have so many examples where people help me. People awesome, 10 out of 10. Next topic in my list is internet, or how to get connected right at the airport. I made a video about Airalo eSIM. I will put it up here. You can go and watch it. As soon as I landed, I turned on the eSIM, and after about 30 or 40 seconds, it got connected to 5G right at the gate. I was able to access all the Western apps, Google, YouTube, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I was able to get connected without a VPN. So Airalo eSIM that I used works without a VPN. And throughout my journey in China, most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, I had 5G. I never had a problem scanning QR code or making a payment using internet. It was really good. The connectivity was very good. I cannot really say if other eSIMs are better or worse. I don't know. But for me, Airalo eSIM worked. That's the eSIM I used. But if you connect to your hotel Wi-Fi, for example, then that is the time when you will need a VPN if you want to use a Western apps. I did not have any VPN, so I can't really tell which one will work. So next on my list is making payments in China. So you will see lots of posts like Facebook posts or Reddit, people saying China is cashless society. I would disagree on that, although it seems they are trying to be cashless the way I saw, but cash is still accepted. If you do not want to, let's say, use your phone or register with those payments app, then cash is fine. I have seen people ahead of me when making payments, they were paying a lot of money in cash, but you'll also see a large number of people using phone to make payments. If you want to make payments using your phone, there are two major apps that are used in China. There may be others, but there are two that I found. One is AliPay, the other one is WeChat. So they both have a different purpose, but one of the common feature both of these apps have is you can make payments. So now let's talk about AliPay. With AliPay, the primary goal, or let's say primary use, would be to make a payment. There are two ways to make a payment. One, the vendor or the merchant will scan your barcode, the one you get on your phone. They will scan it. The other one would be they will set up their system and then you scan on their little system. Same concept in WeChat. Either you scan theirs or they scan yours. The other thing on AliPay, which I don't know if is available in WeChat, I didn't try that. In AliPay, you can also use your phone to make payments to the transit system. So let's say if you're in Beijing or Shanghai or Xi'an, if you open up your AliPay, there is a transport button. You press that, and then depending on the city, it will load a couple of transit cards, and you just select one and activate. So what happens is every time you tap the transport app, it will generate a barcode, and you just scan that barcode onto the gate at the metro station, and then the door will open. When you go out, you scan again, and then it will deduct money automatically, and then money goes through your AliPay. It is very helpful, and you don't need to buy paper tickets for each metro ride. That's what I used for all of the cities where metro or subway was available, and that's how I used AliPay. But with WeChat, they also have something called mini programs. These are the apps within the app, right? So the mini program will let you book tickets for the attractions. Let's say if you want to go Tiananmen Square in Beijing, you open up your WeChat, you go to mini programs, you type in Tiananmen Square, and then go through the on-screen instruction, and basically you can reserve tickets free of cost. So same thing applies for many other attractions, and most of the attraction site have that. And sometimes you can also use, when you go to an attraction site, they will have a barcode in the ticketing counter just on the side. If you scan their barcode from your app, you can also purchase tickets directly, so you do not need to line up. And some other things you can do on AliPay or WeChat are calling a DiDi ride, or you can even order food takeout. And you can also use AliPay for translation. And I'm just looking at AliPay to see what services you can use. You can also use Railway 12306 app, which is a official app for the train tickets, which I will cover in a minute. But there are a bunch of options that you can, there are services that you can use AliPay for, and same sort of services that you can use WeChat. And there are so many apps that you can install. Some of them requires a Chinese phone number, and some of them they do not. But if you use AliPay, they do have a section for applications where you can basically bypass those sign-ups, and it will let you browse or use the application. So let's say you can do takeouts, you can do hotel, like food delivery at your hotel, you can rent a bike, and you can do so many things. And for AliPay and WeChat, my strong recommendation is you finish all the process while you are in your home country. So what I did was I set up AliPay, I linked my bank credit cards, I added 2 or 3 credit cards just in case if one fails the other. I have as a backup. It always worked for me, but it may not be the same for you. So have multiple cards, but you can choose which one you want to make primary. It will always deduct from your primary card. The other tip on AliPay and WeChat or other apps would be you complete the process while you are in your home country. During the process, you will need to provide your phone number and email address. So if you are providing your home country phone number, and if you travel to China and you do not have a cell coverage, then you won't get a text message. That's why it is very important that you finish all the process in your home country, just so you get those multi-factor codes in your phone. So what I did is I set up AliPay, I set up WeChat, and to test WeChat, I purchased a train ticket. If you purchase far ahead train ticket, let's say anything beyond 10 days or 7 days, you can cancel free of cost. So just to test whether my setup will work or not, I purchased a actual train ticket and it went through. There was an option which payment method I can use on Railway 12306 app. One time I used WeChat, one time I used AliPay. Both time it worked. I also processed a refund, so money also came back in a couple of days. That told me I will not have a problem. And as soon as I landed in Shanghai, so I purchased a maglev train ticket using AliPay. That worked. It is always the first transaction. If the first transaction works, most likely everything else will work. Some people are saying if you're on a VPN, it may not work. I did not use a VPN, so I cannot really comment on it. It worked on a 5G internet. The other apps that will make your life easier would be one, for navigation, you can use Amap. It is similar to, let's say, Google Map or Apple Map. The other would be have some translation app. So let's say have Google Translate or Microsoft Translate or even Baidu Translate. If you have AliPay, you can use AliPay as well for translation. And trip.com would be another one that I would suggest. You can buy or let's say book hotels, buy plane tickets or train tickets, attractions tickets. Trip.com also has a lot of those helpful guides that you can watch or read. It is really good application, I would say. The other one I would suggest you have is Railway 12306 app. So this is a official app for the railway, China Railway. These are the high-speed train or those sleeper train or let's say long distance train. You can install that. It also has a English language settings where once you set that up, everything will be in English. And this is very helpful app. The one benefit with this app is one being it is an official, you are buying from a legit source. The other one would be there is no fee. If you book tickets from, let's say, train tickets from trip.com charges a little bit of service fee. But if you purchase with Railway 12306 app or the website, you will not pay any fees, and everything will be on your app. You can go to order history and then you can check when is your train leaving, which platform, what is your seat number, stuff like that. Railway 12306 is very simple to use, very easy as well. You can change your tickets, you can change your time, you can do a cancellation. Everything happens on the app seamless. So it is very helpful. And if you use Railway 12306 app, you will not get a paper ticket. Everything will be attached to your passport number and your name. So when you go to the gate for the train station, you just go to the manual check-in where there are, let's say, the people or agent. You give them your passport, they type in your passport number and they let you in, confirming that you have a ticket. So the machine will not work for you. In some cases, I found that the machine did work for me when I was exiting the station, but it never worked when I was trying to get into the station. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Let's talk about train tickets. So in China, high-speed train tickets, they are released in 15 days advance. So let's say if you are trying to purchase ticket today, you can purchase ticket for the trains departing in the next 15 days. Bookings are generally open 2 p.m. Beijing time. So you just calculate what time it will be when it's 2 p.m. in Beijing. but not all the routes have the same opening time. Some are 7 p.m, some are 2 p.m. It depends. So my suggestion is keep checking. The one hack I would suggest is go to trip.com and type in the go to train section in the app. Try to find the train journey. So let's say if you are traveling on, I don't know, May 15th from Shanghai to Beijing, and if you search the ticket, if the ticket is not open yet, it will tell you what time it will open. So let's say if it says 10 a.m. your time, then the trick is on that day. Let's say for May, I don't know, I'm just making up, let's say if the ticket opens May 1st, then May 1st at your local time, if it's let's say 10 p.m, just go to Railway 12306 app right at 10, and you can select Beijing to Shanghai, or say Shanghai to Beijing, whatever, and the date, and then you will see tickets available there. Just simply click whatever class you want, and you can buy a ticket right there using trip.com information. So this is a hack that may help you a lot to save money rather than paying for trip.com. Also, trip.com is not a official railway ticketing. I mean, it is an agent, so they are authorized to sell, but they will also use some sort of railway system to purchase ticket for you. So they also do not have a way to book tickets 3 months in advance. They will also need to purchase tickets at the same time as so many people does, right? So that is the main difference with trip.com. Please note that tickets tend to get sold out so quick. Just my experience, one of the tickets that I was looking from Changsha to Shanghai, so the time that I was looking for was sold out within few minutes of opening. So they are very competitive, I would say. They tend to sell out quick. So make sure that you have this planned and buy your ticket right on time. Stations are pretty big. I would say even the size of an airport. That can be a train station in China. So have enough time. So let's say if your train is departing at 2 p.m, don't be there at 1:45. I would say be there at 1:30. It does not hurt staying for extra 5-10 minutes in the station, just in case if the train station is too big, then you need time to walk from the main entrance to the gate, right, to the waiting gate. And the platform does not open. They don't open it until 10 to 15 minutes prior to boarding. So and the train can be long, right? If you are getting down on the platform, and then if you're on coach 10, let's say, and if your ticket is for coach 2, then you got a long walk and you need time for that. Trains depart right on time, very, very punctual, have enough time. And every stations, metro stations or train stations, they have a security. You have to go through a security. You need to put your luggage or bag in that X-ray belt, and have your body scanned, and then they will let you go. It is very standard everywhere. That also may take some time. There may be a lot of queue, right? Although they have so many gates, but there may be one person handling 15 other people with the passport, so that also takes time. That's why my suggestion is at least be there like half an hour early from your departure time, because sometimes it can be very confusing when looking at the board where your train would depart or which waiting room you should be. To minimize those issues, be a little bit early. The another thing I will talk about is power bank. So they have recently announced a rule where if you are taking a domestic plane within China, then you need to have a certification CCC. So there will be 3 C logos. So it will be like that. I don't know if it's clear, but I'll put up a picture. So you must have a CCC logo on your power bank, clearly visible and well labeled. And this rule is only for if you are taking a domestic flight. So if you are traveling on a train, this rule does not apply yet. It may change in future, I don't know, but as of recording this video, it does not apply. If you're traveling international, I think the rule is your overall capacity of your power bank should be under 100 watt hour. If you currently do not have this CCC certified power bank, I would suggest you come to China and you buy locally. It is cheaper, and also you may get a CCC certified logo on it. So what I did is I went to Xiaomi, or you can go to Huawei, any shops. I would suggest to go to a reputed shops rather than going to a corner convenience store to buy power bank, which they may sell it for cheaper, but I worry about the quality. So if you go to a renowned shop, so this one I bought while I was in China. It does not look good. I mean, it's bulky, and then it's not slim, as there are so many better options. But then I needed one because you will need a power bank, especially when things are tied to your phone. It is pretty good actually. I had this charge after I came home, and I haven't used it, and it is still saving, staying at 100%, so there's no energy loss as of now. It does have a USB-C port. There are a regular USB port as well, and the good thing is you can use this in reverse order, so you can charge. Also, you can use the same plug to charge this thing. You do not want to be in a situation where you do not have a battery on your phone and you need to get out of the station and you cannot generate a QR code for the transit. So I had to buy a power bank, but it does have a CCC, and this was, I think, about 200 yuan, so you can get it a little bit cheaper, but also depends on how big you want, as in the power. So my one is 10,000. You can get 20,000, 5,000. It is up to you, whichever you want to go. The other thing I would also suggest or share is they do have this power bank stations, energy stations, whatever they call, throughout the city. So literally the hotel you're staying may have one, any attractions they may have one, restaurants, stores, or even on the street they may have these stations. All you do is you go there, you pay through your AliPay or WeChat. The good thing about it is you can, let's say, take out from one station, you charge your phone, and then you drop it on a different location. As long as the same company, they charge based on the time, like how long you have that. So that is also an option. Now let's talk about tickets. Like I mentioned briefly, tickets are attached to your passport number and name. For metro tickets, you actually do not need to buy metro tickets if you want to use AliPay. If you don't want to use AliPay, you have to buy tickets from the ticketing machine. So when you first enter, tap, you take the ticket with you, and when you exit, you insert the ticket. The machine will capture the ticket, but it will open the gate. You just get out. You will not have anything to pick up. That's how it works, because you do not have a physical ticket for high-speed train. Your ticket is your passport. Now, talking about passport, I think it is mandatory, or it is by law, that you need to carry your passport at all times, but nobody will ask your passport without any reasons, right? So let's say general public will never need to see your passport details. The only time you need to show your passport would be if you are going to an attraction. Let's say if you are going for Forbidden City and you have your ticket registered under your passport, then you have to show your passport for them to validate your ticket. They are not doing anything else. There would be some security check, right? A random security check in metro stations, mostly in sensitive areas. They tend to look at your passport, your visa, your entry stamps, stuff like that. They have done that for me in Tiananmen Square, so that is possible. The hotels, they will also ask for your passport because they need your passport information to register with the local police. Taxi driver will never need your passport, right? Or the bus driver. Local public, they don't need it. At all times, keep your passport safe. My tip is put it in double Ziploc bag, just so if it rains, it still is safe, and keep it very safely. Don't lose it. And one more thing I will tell is it is very common there to ask for passport. Let's say if you're getting inside a attraction, they will ask you passport because they need that to attach a ticket. It is common if you go for a, let's say, Temple of Haven, and the lady there says, okay, give me your passport. When you ask for a ticket, it is normal. Like I said, it will be a bit of cultural shock, as in why people are asking for passport other than the border officer. It is normal. So your passport is your key. Washrooms are literally everywhere, every corner. I would say every 200 meters. No, don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying, although they are available everywhere, which is a good thing, because I would want to have a washroom available rather than keep searching for it, but they may not be up to the standard. So what I mean by that is, let's say they may be missing toilet paper or hand soap or the hand dryer or paper towel. So that are some of the common things. You may also find like the Eastern squat toilets. You may not see the Western toilets as many as you have seen those squat. What I have seen is in stations, let's say train stations or metro stations or toilets in the major attractions, they do have Western toilets, but let's say if there are 5 squats, you may have 1 Western toilet. For that, you may need to be on a line. And I have seen that while I was waiting on the line, people tend to cut me off, even on a washroom. So that is possible. But what I'm saying is, it is possible to find a Western toilet. But also, I think if you're going on villages, I don't know if they will have it or not, but I went to Zhangjiajie, they had Western toilet. I was there for 15 days and I did not have to use a squat. Toilets may not be that clean as lots of people, they complain about it, which may be possible, but there will be toilets and it is clearly labeled as well. So it is very common in China to have paper towels like this. These are just the soft tissues that you can buy actually. Even in the washroom, there is a station where you can buy this kind of tissue. Buy a couple of those, or if you go to a restaurant, they tend to charge for this as well. Like in Zhangjiajie, they charge you for paper, and you can take them with you because you paid. It can be helpful. Maybe buy a hand sanitizer. And for toilet paper, what I have also seen is in most places they do have just in the middle, they may have a roll that is attached on the wall. You just have to take out a couple, how many you want to use, just take a couple of them and take it with you inside the toilet and use it. So that I have seen, but I have not seen any toilet rolls inside the toilet, like how they have in Western side or how you may have in your hotel. So I did not see that, but there were many places where I have seen one toilet roll where people can use that. That is a tip. The other thing I want to talk about is English. So as you know, Chinese people, they do not need to speak English or understand English. English is not their language. So let's say if you are a American or if you're a Canadian, don't expect that everybody would understand English. There are in this world, there are like 80% of people who do not understand or talk English, right? So have that in mind. In major cities like Shanghai or Beijing, it is also very common. Even the younger generations, they may not speak English, but you will also find generations who talking in English, right? In general, there may be people who do not understand English, so be very respectful of that. Use translation app, or learn very simple or basic Chinese words. You don't need to know everything. I learned when I was planning. In most of the places it helped. In some places it did not, because the tone that I learned was, maybe I wasn't pronouncing it correctly. That did not help, but then at least I have something. So I would suggest the same thing for you. For arrival, one thing I would suggest is, before you even depart from your home country, print everything. If you have a domestic flight that you are taking within China, have it printed. If you have a hotel bookings, have it printed. If you booked your hotel bookings from trip.com, they do have an option to print that same record in Chinese. Print that, so you can give it to a taxi driver. Then they will take you to your hotel. There won't be any confusion. If you have everything printed, it will be very easier for you to answer the questions that the border officers may have, or in fact you can even hand in your papers to them if they want to say it. The hotel you are staying may have a different name in English and may have different name in Chinese, and also they may have, even with English, they may have multiple names. In one booking site they may be listed under something, and the other booking site they may be listed something, so they may have multiple names. If you have booked through trip.com, have that paper that has address. At least the address will not change. The name of the hotel may change, but the address will be still the same. There may be chances that there could be multiple hotels in the same building. Let's say on 10th floor, your hotel may be on a 10th floor, and 12th floor is entirely a different hotel or a mall or something. So having an address will help. Next step is how to order food or coffee at the coffee shops. Generally, they have a QR code displayed on the counter or on the table. All you do is you go and scan the QR code through your AliPay, and you can use a translate button on the app, and then you basically select what you want. You go to the cart, you pay right from your phone through AliPay or WeChat, and you also put your instruction if you do not like spices or if you want something else. Then food will arrive to your table, they will bring it to you. Same thing goes out to coffee, or if you are going to a fast food restaurant, same thing. So it is very easy, and many times you do not need to talk to anybody. And for shopping, please remember China does offer tax refund. So if you're shopping, make sure you go to the counter for that in that shop, and then tell them that you would like a tax refund processed, and they will have your items packed, and they will issue a voucher, and that voucher can be later exchanged at the airport. So they do have a different rule. Make sure you look at it. For me, I did not purchase anything that was qualified for tax refund, because it has to go through certain limit. I think it is 200 yuan or something. So in some shops I was like 199, or some shops I was like 150. So there were multiple shops, and yeah, it just didn't work for me. It may work for you. The next thing I want to talk about is a plug to charge your phone or your laptop. If you are from, let's say, Canada or US, we have this kind of 2-pin charger for our phone. So if you have this, it will work in China, because they do have type A as well. If your charger is, let's say, 3-pin, then it will not work. Instead, you will need a travel adapter like this, which has this kind of, so this one here is what we use in US and Canada, but in China they have this 3-pin type. But if you're in, let's say, from Australia, I think this is what you also use, so you will be okay. You do not need anything. But anybody living in West, I think even Europe, you would need a travel adapter like this. But the funny thing is, I actually did not have to use this, because in the hotel that I was on, they did have a USB-C. So I simply plugged in my USB-C to my phone and the charger, as in the camera. But I did take that with me just in case. If you are using, let's say, type C or the prior version of charger for iPhone, I would suggest take a converter like this. So USB to USB-C, for example, phone, and most likely your hotel will have this port to insert. But to be on a safe side, take your charger. If you are planning to take your laptop and that has 3, buy a travel adapter as well. It will save you with the hassle. I personally found it is very safe. You will see lots of cameras all over you. There are lots of people discussing that China is spying on you, and there are so many discussions around it. As a tourist for myself, I wasn't in any trouble. I don't know whether they will spy on me or not. That I don't know. But as long as you do not do anything bad, you do not have to worry about it. I went there. I came back safe. There was no exit ban on me, so that tells things went smooth. But you do see so many cameras. I even read somewhere that there are like 700 millions of cameras throughout China. So cameras are everywhere. Maybe that is helping to keep the city safe. I even walked at night. I did not have to look over my shoulder. I was safe. Generally, it is pretty safe, but no country is 100% safe. As in, you may get in trouble. There may be scammers. Somebody may try to rob you. It may be possible, right? Anywhere, even in Japan or wherever you go, it may happen because, you know, as long as there are humans, bad things may happen. I would say don't fall into those traps. You know, if some people come to you being very friendly and then offering things that you are not very comfortable with, simply reject and then just move on. Not all the sites requires advanced booking, but I would highly encourage that you book sites in advance. So let's say, for example, Tiananmen Square, they do need a advanced booking at least one day before. If you have already planned so much, don't just stop on booking those sites. For example, let's say Tiananmen Mountain, they have 3 lines and line A can be very busy. On the day that you want to go, line A may not be available. Then you have to take line B or C, which may not be what you're wanting to do. So have it booked, have it reserved. From WeChat, you can use mini programs that may allow you to book several sites. You can use trip.com as well, or even you can go to the official website and look how they are suggesting you to book for the sites. So how to book a taxi, or let's say a cab. In China, they have a service called DiDi, DiDi. So this is a Uber sort of service there. It works exactly same way as Uber. So basically you go to DiDi, you type in your destination, it will locate you where you are. It will give you a fare, bunch of options. You choose whatever you want to go. Just click OK, and the taxi will be there. Just ride. They will drop you off. You make a payment, and that's it. So same concept. It is DiDi can be booked from WeChat or AliPay, or you can install a separate DiDi riding app for China. But my suggestion is you do not need the extra app. Just rely on AliPay or WeChat. Even Amap also has a DiDi linked, so you can use either of them. I have exclusively used DiDi from AliPay. It is quite easy. DiDi is cheap. You may get a lot of discounts, you may get a lot of vouchers to use, so use those as much as you can. I did not use any local taxis other than DiDi, so I don't know how taxi works, but DiDi is way cheaper. So this concludes my video. I'm hopeful that I was able to give you something out of this video. If there's anything that you did not understand or you need more help, comment down below and I'll try to reply as much as I can. At the end, all I say is don't worry about it. Have a very open mind and wide mind before you leave China. That will help you a lot. Like I mentioned in my video, there are some things you may not like. Every country has some bad aspect of it, right? So even no country is perfect. So China is in the same. There are so many good things, there are a few bad things, but this is what makes a country. I hope you will have a pleasant trip. Like I mentioned, everything will be okay. Language is not an issue. You will figure it out. Just don't listen what the media says. I am living in a Western country. I had a very different perception about China. I was literally shocked when I went there and came back. Unfortunately, this video has become a long video. I wanted to make it short, but also I wanted to give you each and every information that I had. For any questions, feel free to comment. I do have other videos in my channel. Just go through those. If I hope they may be able to help you in some ways.